Hey everyone, tonight is going to be the maintenance and they should be going to the beginning of the 12th, and on top of the release of Emperor and whatnot, they're going to release the Forever Summons. The entire purpose of this video is who I think you should look out for in the upcoming Forever Summons, and keep in mind you're not guaranteed any unit, so I'd suggest having multiple units you want, otherwise you're going to end up disappointed. Firstly, from what I can tell, the only real addition this Forever Summon has is the introduction of the 5-star Emperor. That's pretty cool I guess, and he's definitely a really strong target to chase after, although of course he's not nearly as good as the new one, but it's cool now that he's technically free. Anyways, let's go through each element and see who's worth it, if at all. Starting with the fire lineup, there isn't necessarily anyone good to say here or chase worthy, but if you're nearing the end of Forever Summons, Charlotte is a solid choice for nuking, and maybe Priscilla, although she's been outclassed for a while, so don't choose her unless there's like a few days left or something. Moving on to the water lineup, the easiest pickup here is definitely Thetis. Despite his age, he is still one of the best tanks in the game and will be a great help in endgame content. He's definitely been outclassed a bit, but he is still solid for a majority of hard content up to Summoner's Road. He's definitely worth a grab if you don't have a taunt tank. For some honorable mentions, I could potentially see you going for Valerie, although she's not really needed at all unless you want to nuke, so she's a luxury pick and definitely near the end of the Forever Summon pick. And you could also choose Joker Celia, although she has been heavily outclassed pretty much everywhere, but she still has a pretty unique mechanic in her kit. But again, she's one of those picks that you choose near the end of the Forever Summons. As for the Earth lineup, this one is pretty easy. Haruto is definitely going to be the go-to pick here. He's easily the best unit in the Forever Summons, and whoever doesn't have him should make him their first priority. As for some honorable mentions, Earth Volti is a fairly solid taunt tank. He's really good at physical resist, especially with Crest, and he works great on Earth teams. He is somewhat niche in that sense, so he shouldn't be your first pick. Another choice could be Sistina, and while she's been outclassed heavily in today's meta, she could be good for some beginner players. She's okay on weaker nuke teams too, although only choose this if, again, you're near the end of the Forever Summons. Moving on to Mono Light, this one probably has the most contender for good units, so you should try to save your deluxe summons for Light if you don't have most of them. For starters, obviously, Emperor is going to be one of the strongest units here. His support as well as damage and slots make him a great pick, even on some of the harder content today. Another great pick is Lisa, and while outclassed by Star God Lisa, regular Lisa is still great in terms of team-wide equip CT speed increasing, and especially equip CT for herself so that she can spam equips a lot. She works great pretty much anywhere, especially light magic teams, but if you already have Star God Lisa, you can skip her. Another choice is Juno. She definitely isn't as dominant as she used to be, although when she does get her Dream Evo, she'll definitely be slightly better, and for a good portion of players, her art gen is great. She works well on demon teams, and she can do a solid amount of damage too, although nothing impressive compared to 6 stars. An honorable mention would definitely be Miranda. She's probably the best taunt tank in terms of magic resistance, and the addition of stacking magic damage for the team makes her a great choice. If you're having trouble near the end of the Water Summoner's Road, she'll make it significantly easier for you as well. She shouldn't be a first pick, although I could see why some people would choose her, especially with how needed she is for some stages, but generally there are a good bit of other units to look out for first. Moving on to the final element, Dark. To be fair, there really isn't anything here that's worth chasing. Out of anyone, Simon is pretty good as he's a great nuker, and if that's something you really want, I'd say go for it. The same goes for Fort. She's a great nuke support, and if you need someone to make Crest farm significantly easier, she'll definitely be your go-to, but neither one of these should be a beginning choice unless you're near the end game or have pretty much everyone else that you at least need. So in all, your top 5 units you should be aiming for, if you don't have any of them anyways, should at the very least be Haruto, Emperor, Thetis, Lisa, and then Juno. You could of course base your needs on what you want or who you already have, but this is more so an outline for those who might have some questions. For anyone who still has questions, you could of course ask them down below, and either I or hopefully someone else can help you depending on who you already have. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about the video and who you're gonna chase. To be fair, I have a good portion of all of these units, so my only real targets are Charlotte and Joker Celia. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like and sub for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.